I'm a huge collector of DVDs and now Blu-rays, and I certainly have strong opinions about how I prefer my DVD packaging to be designed. One of my least favorite designs is the Digipack. Digipack packaging is usually made of cardboard with plastic pieces glued on to hold the discs. The cardboard portion folds up so the discs essentially stack or sit next to each other, and the entire item can fit onto a shelf, although sometimes it goes into another cardboard sleeve first. I've seen these used quite a bit for multi-disc sets, but they can sometimes be used for single-disc packaging as well. I'll be specifically referring to the multi-disc sets that contain several panels. In particular, I'll be looking at the DVD packaging for the Sesame Street old school sets that came out a few years ago. I got these to enjoy with my children. I figured they might get a kick out of seeing the Sesame Street I watched as a kid. Since they are for children's programming, I feel like there's an added component of usability to consider. The sets for both volumes contain the following items: 3 DVDs, 1 booklet, 1 digipack, and 1 sleeve. Folded up and in the sleeve, the packaging sits nicely on the shelf, but what if I decide I want to watch a disc? And for even more fun, let's say I'm interested in disc 3. There is no good place to grab the digipack to pull it out of the sleeve. I have to hold it upside down and shake it out. That's not really a horrible problem, but now I have something in both of my hands, so I have to put the sleeve down somewhere before I can proceed. Then I have to unfold the digipack to get the discs. Unfolding it once doesn't reveal the discs. It takes a second unfolding to reveal them. Now it's a bit awkward to hold, although this particular item isn't horrible. I've encountered sets with up to 8 discs, and that's impossible to hold, and you have to find some sort of flat surface to lay that down on. I can deal with this one, except my issue now is that I want disc 3, and this digipack saves on space and an extra panel flap by lumping discs 2 and 3 together. But to get to disc 3, I have to remove disc 2. And there's that delicate balance of using enough pressure to get the disc out, but not enough to break the disc itself or the plastic holder. And then I have to figure out where disc 2 goes temporarily before getting disc 3 out. The only part that might be more complicated is putting it away. Again, this is a relatively simple digipack, but it still needs some processing for remembering how to fold it up. Also, the pocket for the booklet isn't great, and the booklet will inevitably shift in the whole process. If it shifts enough, it needs to be re-secured into the pocket, or else the entire thing can't go back into the sleeve since it's sticking up out of the digipack. This can be a hassle as the cardboard pouch is glued to the cardboard panel, and the booklet can get caught on that and require some effort to slide in just right. The other possibility is that the book slides to the side and gets caught up into the fold. Now the digipack is finally ready to put back into the sleeve. This again requires careful attention to make sure the fold of the digipack does not get caught on the outside or catch on the inside where the back of the sleeve has just been folded in. And careful attention is not likely to be given from either of my children were they to attempt to go through this entire process. I suppose there could be a way of making digipacks themselves more usable. The pocket for the booklet could be constructed so that the back of the pocket slips behind the cardboard panel rather than just glued on top of it, or the booklet could be glued to the panel so that it's a part of the packaging. The opening in the sleeve could have tabs so that the digipack could be pulled out. Also, the other side could be glued shut so that it's easier to put it in and not get caught on the inside. And the big thing in this is dealing with the overlapping discs. Unfortunately, that would require another panel or maybe going to a 2-sided disc. Fortunately, I'm seeing fewer and fewer digipacks being used when I get new DVDs or Blu-rays, but that doesn't stop companies from feeling that these multi-disc sets need some sort of special packaging, but that special packaging tends to mean that the discs are going to be hard to access. Most of the time, I just dump the digipack packaging and I buy empty cases that I prefer to use instead, cases that make them more usable for me.